money, yeah, the money that they've spent. Take another look and take some time for him. Don't cut trees for paper, 'cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yeah, it's time for hemp. Well, an acre of hemp makes 20 barrels of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rent. Well, it's time for him.
Yes, it is. It is time for hemp. Thank you for tuning in to the big broadcast today. I hope you're sharing us with your friends, because time for hemp is like a good joint. It is always best when you share it with your friends. And do note that when you're sharing it with your friends, sometimes you like a little music, and you can get a little music to download for free at timeforhemp.news. Just check out the illusions of music, and you'll find some real groovy tunes to make your 420 moment a little more happy. And speaking of being happy, I am happy to share this program with friends, two of my joint friends, as a matter of fact. And don't forget, anytime you hear the word joint on the big broadcast, we ask that you pass your pipes, your bongs, and your vaporizers among yourselves and your friends, and take time for hemp. I have a groovy joint host who's from the sunny state of Florida, where everything is rocking and rolling, and you got all kinds of sandy beaches, and you got all kinds of great cannabis dispensaries, and it's just like one big party. And he is always living the dream down there in Florida, and his name is Al Byrne. Hey, Al, thank you for joining the big joint broadcast today.
Well, you're very welcome. Of course, I'm glad to be here. Being a joint host, it'd be kind of, if I was tardy or something, I wouldn't be doing my job. So I got to be here doing my job. But I'm here in Florida, you're right. And I'm actually not a Floridian. I'm a Yankee, in case you can't tell. But I did come down here 20 years ago to Northwest Florida. I live in a forest. I live in a state forest with beautiful environment and dogs. And because I was bored and lonely, I wrote that book there for Country and Cannabis. It took me a year and a half, and it covers 40 years of my experience with cannabis legalization, medicalization, hemp in the United States. The good guys, the bad guys, the problems, the wins, and who did it and how. It just didn't happen, folks. Here in the United States and with our guests now in Canada, it just doesn't happen. It takes the effort of a lot of people. It takes some sacrifice. And back in the old days, it took risk. You could go to jail. And in fact, our guest tonight is going to talk us about a rather interesting experience in jail in Canada for cannabis. Yes, these things happen, even to the nicest people. But right now, I'd like to introduce my joint host, who is also in Ontario, Canada, Al Graham.
G'day, guys. How you doing?
Welcome to the big broadcast. How's things up in Canada?
Oh, going hunky-dory. We're just ticking along. We got some nice warm weather, and things are just going great.
Hunky-dory?
Hunky-dory.
Is that some sort of Canadian thing?
Must be, eh?
Okay.
It's the bee's knees, baby.
That's right. That's right. We learn something new every day, right?
Don't you also take what you learn and share it with people around the world on your big broadcast there?
Yes, correct. People advocating cannabis education, paceradio.net. We talk about cannabis as well as psychedelics 7 days a week.
Well, don't let the radio throw you, folks. Most of his shows are video, but he started off in radio, and he won't take my suggestion and do a DBA, doing business as He continues to, anyway, he's got a lot of video, and a lot of it's us.
Yeah, every Friday morning at 10 o'clock is a Time for Hemp broadcast.
Woohoo! Woohoo! We appreciate that. We
Yeah.
appreciate, and I know that you've also are bringing a guest with you today. A lot of people in America and around the world, when they start becoming an entrepreneur, they start in the early ages, like being a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout, selling cookies and candy bars. And we've got an entrepreneur from Canada who started a business. And I'm wondering if maybe she was like selling pounds in the 11th grade or selling pounds in the 12th grade and then using that money to underwrite the cost of college. So,
Well,
we'll have
I'll
to
tell
ask her
you.
that.
I'll tell you.
Maybe she was
wasn't
selling
doing-
pre-rolled joints somewhere under a tree, you know?
Yeah, and if she wasn't doing that then, she is now. So
All right.
why don't we bring her and find out
Do that.
all about it? Today we have returning guest, Jennawae Cavion. She's a Canadian cannabis business owner. She has multiple cannabis stores. She's also involved in Normal Canada. So at this time, we'd like to welcome Jennawae back to the broadcast.
Hi,
How you doing,
Woohoo!
So in high school, I was hanging around the drug dealers, but I was doing their homework and charging them for it. And that's how I was able to afford weed. So
Okay.
Well, welcome back to Time for Hemp. Really appreciate you coming back onto the show.
Thank you.
In the other segment, we're talking a lot about Normal and your work with Normal Canada.
Yeah.
And today we'd like to find out more of the business end of things, being that you are a multiple cannabis retail store owner here in Canada. So why don't you give us a bit of an idea what the process is like for people in order to become an owner?
Well, it's different province by province. So every province has their own nuance. And I truly believe that Ontario is the best place to do business for a retailer, especially an independent retailer. So basically it's changed a little bit. When I first applied, we had to go through a lottery process. We had our store ready and built to specs from Alberta, but we had to sort of just, we didn't know what was going to be coming. And so we just had to do our best. So we just took the harshest rules from other provinces and built our stores out that way. Even our name. So we used to be 420 Kingston, but because we were rated under that name, we had to change from our lawyer's advice, we had to change our name to something that would hopefully be more regulatory or acceptable. But we also didn't know what that would look like. And so we just had the Cannabis Act to go on. So we settled on calyx and trichomes because we figured that if there was anybody that was going to clutch their pearls, they wouldn't even know what a calyx or a trichomes was. So, so that's
wait. I don't understand how just changing I mean, it does not like you change the name outdoor, but I walk in, I still see pipes and seeds and papers. I don't understand how a name changed that much of an impact.
Well, it was just because 420 Kingston was already associated with criminal activity, allegedly. So they wanted a clean slate, but we still had to be very open about everything in our disclosure to the provincial government. So they already knew who we were. It was more just an extra assurance. So
well, they had you in a prison cell, did they not?
Well, I was.
Oh, come on, tell us the story.
So we were arrested. They took us to jail for our seeds, for allegedly importing our seeds, and we were there for 4 hours, where I was given a quarter pounder from McDonald's, and I had to have a nap. So by the time my nap was over, I was allowed to go home, and that was it. And then I had to go in and out of court for 13 months. And basically what we were originally charged with was possession for the purpose of trafficking. And that was reduced to simple possession. Luckily, we donated to some very worthy charities locally, so the judge would know that we're nice people. And
Wait a minute. Did you donate to the charities that the judge is part of? Is that a bribe?
No. Like it was like community, like our we have a food bank down the road from us. It was the United Way. There was a women's domestic violence shelter. Just ones that we cared about locally. And
one last detail, that you spent 4 hours in a jail and they treated you well.
Yeah.
Did they let your husband out in 4 hours too?
Yep, we left together.
So yeah.
They left weed in my purse too, so I could at least have something.
Well,
to
that's only being polite.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's why I love Canadians. You guys are so nice. You guys are so polite. Canadians are just swell
super
people.
Great.
Okay,
Honestly,
so
arresting officers later said to us, if you need us to write you a letter of recommendation on your application, we'll do that for you.
Wow.
So
They
really
arrest you
amazing.
and give you a letter of recommendation.
Well, yeah.
Is this a movie script? What is this?
Some people don't live like you, Casper. They're nice people.
Casper's just surprised that they gave you a letter of recommendation, or they would do that for you. Now, I assume that was in order for you to apply for the business. And now, Jennawae, can you tell us a bit more of the process going forward in order to get your license, in order to become a retail store, as well as did your situation with Kingston 420 have any effect on you getting your business license?
So, yes and no. Ultimately, the issue of us being arrested and everything was resolved. Our charges were reduced from possession for the purpose of trafficking to simple possession. And luckily, our federal government introduced a program where if you had a charge for simple possession, it could be dismissed. And so my husband and I were successful in that program. And so our charges were completely dismissed. Luckily. And then as far as the licensing goes, we just had to be very honest about everything that we were doing. It's very similar to like if we were going to open up a bar or something like that, in that we just had to be honest with, they just need to know that we're honest operators. So basically we had to go through the lottery process at the beginning, which was standard for everybody in Ontario while the government got their act together. And finally, when the lotteries, because there was a lot of funny business going on with the lotteries, like one group stuffed the ballot box and got like 13 licenses.
I remember that.
Yeah. So that was when they were like, okay, this isn't going to work. And they opened it up to everybody. And luckily, because we had been ready for 2 years, we were quick to get licensed. And so we basically just have to go through, it's actually 3 licenses. So there's an operator license, there's a retail store authorization. So your physical store, how that looks, making sure that it adheres to the provincial standards.
So they come and do an inspection?
They do several inspections. Yeah. And ongoing, like we can get inspected at any time to make sure that we're upholding those rules. And we probably once a month, we get inspected as a mystery shopper. And then there's also like a manager license so that you have the ability to actually purchase cannabis from the Ontario Cannabis Store. So I hold 3 licenses.
So now, go ahead. What?
I was going to get into, as far as talking about licenses and stuff, your supply wise,
Yes.
you mentioned the OCS, the Ontario Cannabis Store. They're your supplier?
Yes. So the way that it works is, so originally when it was going to be a public sales situation, the OCS was going to be like our LCBO. And when our conservative government took over and changed it to private sale, which benefited us, basically the OCS became the wholesaler. So there's one central distribution center that all of the licensed producers ship their cannabis to. And basically once a week, we have an order window that we're allowed to submit our orders for all of our stores. And we basically just receive once a week as well. So it's not as flexible as a regular business in that way. Like we have to adhere to our timelines, but they are working on it. And I will say in the last 5 years, you know, the first year we were ordering from a spreadsheet, and now we're ordering from a website. And, you know, the first year it was like almost no categories available. There was like no cannabis on the market. You had very little choice, very little option. Now in Ontario, we are spoiled for choice. There's a ton of stuff. It's literally, my catalog has over 4,000 things in it, and that's just the stuff that we've brought in. There's lots of stuff that we've never brought in, you know. So there's a lot.
That's one thing I want to jump into, because I remember a friend was going up to Illinois, and he said he picked me up some herb from one of the dispensaries. So I called up there to get a price of what they had, and it turned out that had that happened, it would have cost me a whole lot more to get it to the dispensary than to get it on the black market. So yes, your competition is not just other dispensaries. No. Your competition is the black market, and the black market can really undercut your prices. How do you deal with all of that?
So it's so price. Yes, there is definitely, that was definitely an issue at the beginning, but there's been so much compression that now the regulated market actually beats the unregulated market by about $2 a gram, right, everything considered. So, you know, there are definitely retailers who are charging more, but the sort of MSRP of the market is really on par with the unregulated market. It's sort of some of the other things that the unregulated market is able to do that we aren't, like how they're able to advertise and market their cannabis, how things they can offer to customers that we're not even allowed to do a BOGO deal, for example. Like you can't buy one, get one from us.
No way.
Yeah, like little things like that are just sort of like, that's why we have normal. That's why we need to make these changes.
And as an entrepreneur, you need that, because there are times when you need to move stuff off your shelf to make more room for what's coming in, or because it's getting outdated. Yeah. And for you to make your money back, you need to be able to do that. That's
Oh, we sell at a loss all the time. If there's something that, so a big thing that we try to keep an eye on the velocity of specific items, and you can only sort of, the best you can do is base also on what's available. Because like, even if I'm selling through something really fast, it may not be available when I need to go and get it next. So finding like fair market comparables is really important as well. But you know, the main thing is that we are allowed to decide what the price and what the sale price is. So I can, as long as I'm selling it for a penny, then I'm compliant. But if I'm selling it for only a penny, I'm losing a lot of money. So
that can be your buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one for a penny.
I thought I saw a store get charged with charging or selling product less than what they could pay for it or something.
In Ontario, we're allowed, we can charge anything. There's no limit. I think in other provinces there is a limit, but in Ontario, we do have the flexibility to like at least have sales, because they do understand. I mean, even the Ontario Cannabis Store has sales. Just over the summer, they had a pre-roll sale. So everybody was either having a pre-roll sale themselves or pocketing the discount. But the main thing is that, you know, so if we go back to the competition aspect, there's very little way for a regulated retailer to be able to differentiate themselves, because we all have the same access to everything all the time. So one way that we do that here in Ontario is through a method called flow through. So we would have products that are available, you know, on a weekly basis. It's like a stock item that they would always have, but then there's flow through products that we can get at a more sporadic rate. So they're sort of like more rare than a regular thing. And those get fulfilled by the licensed producers directly and have more like a 2 or 3 week lead time, which because of that, that helps us sort of like, because we have it in stock, the guy next door to us might not have it in stock. And there is somebody next door to us. Like that is a thing here. So yeah, I mean, it's, you have to get creative with what you're able to do. And really the regular tenets of retail, like location and loyalty and customer service are still very, very, very important. Where pre-legalization, they weren't. It's either you buy the weed I have or you don't. Those are your choices. So yeah, customers in Ontario were spoiled.
I would think that having a cannabis dispensary would be like having a donut shop. I mean, everybody would want it. There'd be a long line. You couldn't. There'd be people around the corner trying to get your donuts. I mean, everybody. I mean, so it's just making money hand over fist, right? Cheaper.
I wish. But Kingston is about 160,000 people, and we have over 20 stores here. So the stores and that's not even including the unregulated market. We've got Indigenous reserves on both sides of Kingston. Like there's one in Brockville, there's one in Belleville, which is just like basically bookending us. So there's definitely like a strong unregulated market here. But people do still shop for convenience. People are still, it's not necessarily as convenient. Even if you're going to save a couple bucks to go somewhere, people are more driven by whatever's closest to their house, luckily. So again, securing those like strong locations is the best bet. But yeah, everybody has the same thing. So it becomes very competitive very quickly.
Can you do deliveries? I mean, that's the big thing now. Call Amazon, have a pound delivered.
Yep, absolutely. So you can't have a pound. You can have 30 grams, which is something that's our next campaign with Normal. We're going to be targeting the 30-gram limit. Yeah. You can have 30 grams and we deliver, I do about 30 deliveries a day, maybe 40 on a busy day. So it's our staff get in the car with, 5 or 10 deliveries with them at a time. And people love seeing our actual staff that are normally in the store on the road, and the staff love getting out on the road. It's listen to their playlist, whatever. Yeah. And it's free delivery within a couple hours, basically.
How big are your stores, square feet?
So we have the 3 and they vary. So our flagship location, our Midland Avenue location, which is across from a Walmart and next to an LCBO, that one is, it's a really great location. That one is 2,800 square feet.
Wow.
We have another one on the military base. And that one, because we have a lot of customers in the military.
You had a dispensary on a military base?
Yes, that was our second.
Wow.
Yep. And that one is 1,800 square feet, I think. And then the third location, which we just opened this last May, is in our countryside, which is it's close to where I live. And the necessity of that was just like, do I have to drive over to the base or do I have to drive over to Walmart right now? Like, I need weed. Where am I going to go? And so I just was like, that's it. I'll open up a store here too. So, and that one's only like 1,500 square feet. It's the smallest of the 3.
So can we go back to the military base?
I knew my question was out now as soon as that came up.
Now, are you able to grow your own herb to sell in your own shop?
Yes, no. Yes. So we can't grow in the store. Well, we can technically grow in the stores as long as it's for educational purposes. You just can't smoke or use cannabis in the store just to be compliant with the Smoke-Free Ontario Act. But otherwise, customers are allowed to grow 4 plants at home.
Yeah. Al had a question.
Military base. I know that military retirees, medical guys in Canadian military can not only use cannabis, but the government actually ships it to them, as I understand, at their home free of charge.
Absolutely.
But this idea of you have a retail store and a dispensary, are military members able to use cannabis legally?
Yes. Yeah. So they are allowed to use it off duty. They just can't be using it on duty. I'm actually at that location right now on the military base, and it might explain why my connection is weird, honestly, because I think that they've got scramblers going all the time. But yeah, they're allowed to use it when they're not working. I think there has to be like a time between the last time they consumed and their next shift, but I don't know how they would ever prove that. So.
Well, guys at theater, you're honest until you're not proven honest. So they're just taking their word for it. But I'm surprised to hear that. It's very nice to hear that.
Yeah,
and we're gonna have to look into that and see if we can't get a.
Al is always talking about how Canadian military people are fortunate to have access to medical cannabis, and now he knows that they can have them on stores on the bases. That's really
well. That's I didn't know. I'm glad you learn something when you come to Time for Hemp.
It's so well received too, honestly. And police same rules basically. Police are allowed to use cannabis off duty like it's beer. So I do appreciate that they were at least that they didn't discriminate against.
Yeah.
Professions.
I got to ask another military question. So your military guys come in the store, and do officers come in and buy cannabis as well as enlisted men?
Oh yeah, like they're coming in their uniform.
Officers.
Yep.
They got more money too, so they probably buy a whole lot more.
Yeah, I know. It is. Wow. It is accepted then. Wow.
It's totally fine, and it's there was I was at our countryside location, and a really sharp-looking guy came in with a real cop haircut, but I thought he was an accountant, just based on his vibe. And then as he was leaving, somebody else was there. I was like, that's like Kingston's lead detective. Like he's just like in plain clothes right now. I'm like, oh, well, I'm glad that he likes blue raspberry, because that's they're always, it's funny, whenever we dealt with police officers, they're always like more curious than anything. They're more like they know that we are not the enemy here. So
well, we are down to the end of this segment, and I tell you, it has been a joy to have you on the program. I will let Al Byrne tip his hat and say so long to you first.
Yeah, thank you. As I said the first half, you're a great guest. You're funny. You got great information, and we're happy that you're happy. So again, thanks for coming on, and the people that are listening to you are like us. You taught me 3 or 4 new things here that and that I love the show because I know I don't know everything, and then I bring somebody like you on, and I know I don't know. And so thanks, Jen, and good luck to you. Good luck to your business. It sounds like it's off and running, and we want.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And Al Graham, you want to give a tip to the hat?
Thanks, Jennawae, for coming on the broadcast. We really appreciate it. We're going to have you come back on again. There's more questions. You know how an hour or even 2 hours at times isn't enough. And,
for sure.
I'll have to come by the store.
Yes, you're so close.
I know. Like I'm an hour away. I got to get over there.
And Jen, I want to thank you again for being part of our big broadcast. You are just charming, and I have learned a lot. And also, since you're on a military base, that gives me a chance to say hello to all my friends at the NSA. I want to let you know that we are still letting the world know about how important it is to end cannabis, and all the people there at Homeland Security. I want to say hello to a Special Agent Michael Hunt, and thank you for tuning in to us with your eavesdropping abilities. And it's important that they are listening in, because even if they are eavesdropping, one thing that they are learning is that we need to end cannabis prohibition, because all around the world, it really is time for hemp.
Look at all that money, the money that they've spent. Take another look and take some time for him. Don't cut trees for paper, 'cause it hurts the environment. stop deforestation. Yeah, it's time for hemp. Well, an acre of hemp makes 20 barrels of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rent. Well, it's time for hemp. Throughout Earth's history, hemp has been used, no mystery. Hemp was legal to pay your taxes for more than a century. Check your faxes. The founding fathers make sense to me. It's time to grow hemp legally. Think of all its uses. It's money that's well spent. Right now, no excuses. It's time for hemp. Sustainable green industry, that's our intent. A better place this world will be. It's time for hemp. Fuel and food and clothes and soap, housing, cars, yeah, cars, no joke. Henry Ford built a car of hemp. It's time for us to do it again. People be employed with balanced farming as it's meant. Right now, it's time for hemp. Hemp is a true necessity for the wealth and protection of this country. These are words of Jefferson Thomas. He grew hemp, why not us? It's time to lift the hemp ban. It's time to lift the hemp ban. Yes, we can. I know we can. We can make a difference. Yes, we can. Yes, I know we can. We can work together and lift the hemp ban. Look at all that money. Yeah, the money that they've spent. Take another look and take some time for you. Don't cut trees for paper, 'cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation. Yeah, it's time for hemp.